So namaste. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Such a pleasure, such an honor for me to be able to welcome you to Anam Cara and our home version of that. You can see we look a little different this evening. We're in the Devi temple of my home because we're going to be doing a Tara practice. And so from the Buddhist tradition, we'll be doing Tara mantras. I want to again welcome everybody. Glad we have some more people joining us. And so this evening is usually we're doing the Heart Sutra. But, I heard from my teacher, His Eminence Sewang-Sita Rinpoche. He's the head of an ancient monastery in Bhutan, suggesting that we really do the Tara practices, the Tara mantra, especially at this time. And I'll be talking about that practice and that mantra, because it gives so much of the strength, the peace, what resources we need in order to be dealing with and moving through the challenges of this day. So we're going to be getting into those. We'll be starting, of course, with the opening mantras. I talk a lot about mantra and have been for weeks, actually years, for those of you who have known me over the years. Because mantra is such an extraordinary, potent practice. And mantra is literally seen as mantra maheshwara, it says in the Gita. The mantra is the divine, the Lord. It's the sound form of the infinite. And so we use mantra as a way to become immersed in that. And in that way, getting out of being immersed in the chatter of the mind and all that it creates. So we start with the opening mantras, and if you have that sheet, great. If you'd like to listen to it, that's fine as well. The opening mantras are both an invocation of the infinite in the form of the remover of obstacles, Ganesh, as well as the infinite as the boundless, as Om. So we'll be doing those mantras now. If you know them, join in. If you'd like to just listen, you're welcome to do that as well, because the power of the mantra is in that throb, that vibration. It's an assertion, really, of you are the infinite. We can delight in all different kinds of forms and pictures and statues of what the divine looks like, but look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. You're the divine. Welcoming you because you are the divine. You're the one who brings that presence to this moment. In every moment. So here we begin with the mantras. Shri Mata Kali Devi Ki Jai Gajananam Bhuta Ganari Sevitam Kapita Jumbo Palacharum Bhakshanam Umasutam Shokam Vinashakarakam Namami Vigneshwara Parapankajam Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate Om Shanti 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 Shri Mata Kali Devi Ki Jai. So namaste, good evening and welcome again. Thank you for joining us. So tonight, instead of doing the Heart Sutra, we're going to be doing some Tara practices, the practices of the Tara mantra. And I want to tell a story because, Tara is a living presence. Tara is not just an idea, a concept, an archetype, a beautiful tanka. She's a living presence. And about 16 or 17 years ago, in meditation, now many of you know from my writings and talks when I talk about Kali. In fact, this painting is of Kali. This is the Mahakali Yantra. And Kali is a living presence. And so in meditation one time, she said, I want you to come to know me as Tara. And I was puzzled, and she said, you should come to know Tara, especially red Tara and black Tara. Because it turns out, though I didn't much know about it at the time, there are 21 forms of Tara. And they're really facets of the same infinite divine feminine presence. So when Kali said that in meditation, you need to learn about me as Tara, my response is, I don't know anything about Tara, and I don't know anybody who does. So you're going to have to help me. I don't even know where to turn. And a few weeks later, I get a phone call from somebody who's having some experiences related to Kundalini, and a lot of people contact me about those things and wanted to talk with me about that. And as we got to talking and got into some of the background about that, because it's, again, Kundalini is another form of Kali. It's another form of Shakti. These are all facets of the same divine presence. Well, she decided to come up, this woman, and work with me some. She was from down in Tennessee. And as we got to meeting and talking, I said, so who have you been studying with? And she mentioned that she studies with a great Tibetan Buddhist master. And in fact, she had some experiences and talked to him about them because they had wound up being related to experiences that I had had. And it turns out he's the head of a Tara lineage, and he was going to be visiting in Memphis, Tennessee, and wouldn't I like to go down and meet him and receive the teachings and empowerments on Tara. And so that's how I came to be introduced. It was really by the divine herself bringing me there and then beginning to show and have experiences of that. And so Rinpoche, His Eminence Semang Sita Rinpoche, gave me empowerments into red Tara. And that is a picture of, or a tanka of red Tara that was done by a monk in Bhutan that he had given me with that. And then I also was having experiences of black Tara, and black Taras are very hard to come by in terms of how they're depicted. And it took me quite some time to find in the Tibetan Buddhist texts descriptions that were matching. I was having visions of her. I was having experiences of being in her presence and being taught. And she was holding this sword. And I couldn't find anything like that until I finally found an ancient text that had that written up, and then spoke to Rinpoche's brother, Lama Pema Tenzin, who's an extraordinary tanka painter and has done paintings of Tara and other Tibetan Buddhist deities for His Holiness the Dalai Lama and everything. So I contacted him, he was in Bhutan, and asked him about it, and he agreed to paint from the what I had described and from that text this black Tara. And so this tanka over here is a unique tanka of black Tara, and you can't see the details, but in the flower is the sword. And the sword is a symbol of her power to cut through obstacles, her power to set people free. So when we're focusing on understanding Tara and the living presence of Tara, it's a living presence in every one of us. Tara isn't something foreign, something different. It's really talking about the power of consciousness that is beyond any limitations, any bondage, any suffering. So the mantra for Tara, the Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha, that we're going to be chanting in a little while, is literally kind of an embodiment, a throb of that living energy, that living consciousness, which is our inherent nature. So drawing on Tara, the ordinary mind starts out thinking that this is a separate energy, a separate being, a divine presence. But as we do the practices, we become absorbed in them, become absorbed in the awareness of I am that. See? Now we're coming back to the Hamsa mantra. I am that. I am that infinite one. I am that boundless, compassionate being who can cut through obstacles, who can relieve one from suffering. That's what the invocation of Tara is. And the many faces of Tara are really sort of different inflections of that same divine presence. Sometimes she's in a form like green Tara, especially for healing and removing the suffering of disease. Sometimes she's in black Tara, where she's cutting through and standing sort of aggressively to release the individual from whatever pain or suffering they're going through. Or red Tara and her mantra, Om Tare Tuttare Soha, where it's the power to draw to the seeker what they need in support of their practices to get free. So these are all ways of understanding that the many aspects of Tara are aspects of our highest nature and are invoked through the power of mantra. So understanding the mantra is also an important component of doing the practice. And so when we look at that mantra, and it's now up in your chat box if you're not familiar with it or you don't have your chat box up, Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. So Tara, the name Tara itself, has some different translations. One translation is it means star, like the guiding star, like in the darkness of night, the brilliant north star that guides and gives direction and helps you to get safely to where you're going. So Tara is a star. She's the guide. She's the one who sets you free and gets you past obstacles. So that's all just in the name, Tara, that we're calling on. That power, that energy that illuminates the way forward. So when we're looking at the mantra, then Om is the first sound of the mantra. And Om really is a throb of the infinite, and it's seen that this is her pure form. It's the throb of the formless. It's the throb of pure consciousness, unbounded in any way, unstuck, uncontained, pure, infinite, boundless awareness that is also boundless love, boundless knowing, boundless compassion, boundless wisdom. The mind separates these out and calls them by different words, but that's all the essence of that consciousness. So going into that, that's what it means to become absorbed in that. So Om. And then we have Tare. And Tare really means the one who liberates. It's she who liberates. Right? It's she who sets you free. And so that's calling on Tara as the liberator from suffering. And all forms of suffering, including the suffering of disease, of old age, of the pains of the body, the suffering of the mind and the afflictions of the mind and the different things that the mind goes through. Tare, when we call on Tara through Tare, we're calling on her as the liberator to set us free of all these different forms of suffering. And then when we have Tuttare, the next word in the mantra, it's getting free of all the afflictions, all the levels of suffering, and their root in what's called avidya, ignorance, that the primal level of suffering originates out of ignorance, the ignorance of not knowing the truth of who we are, the ignorance of being confused and assuming we're the mind and its content, we're the body and its feelings and its sensations. The awakening of the consciousness, the influx of consciousness that introduces us to the direct experience of knowing who we are beyond the body and mind, that's a gift of Tara. And in this way, Tara is the same as Kali. This is Kali's gift. This is another form of Kali, of Shakti, of Kundalini. So now we see that these are all tied into that same sense of the divine feminine. When you think of the 21 forms of Tara, you can think of the many forms that the infinite mother, the great mother, takes in different traditions. So Tara is Kali. There's an ancient text in the Kali tradition that says, whenever you see Tara, there you know is Kali. But Tara is also Kuan Yin. Tara is also Mother Mary. She's also Mary Magdalene. She's Inanna. She's Isis. She's Brigid. She's Freya. She's Grandmother Spirit. There's nothing that she's not. Her form is all forms. So when we're calling upon that, we're calling upon something infinitely beyond the mind and its limitations. So when we're calling on that power to liberate, it's to liberate in ways that literally the mind can't imagine, to carry us through whatever the challenges are. That's what we're calling on, and that's what's invoked. And the fourth word, Ture has the meaning of also setting free, but fast. She's fast. She comes quickly, right? So you'll see in most of the depictions, statues, tankas, Tara's right foot is out. She's ready to step there. She's ready to move. She's ready to be right with you right now. No waiting. You're in suffering. You need her help here and now. So it's a symbolic way of depicting her, how quickly she'll move to help any who call on her. Any who call on her. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Soha means so might it be. So let it be. We've invoked the highest. Now let her make this so. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. That's her living presence. That's her gift to come right there. She doesn't have far to go. She's in your heart, here and now. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. So the mantra literally means, O great mother, O liberator, O mother of all Buddhas and all victorious ones, I bow to you. I bow to you. Come, relieve the suffering of all beings. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. That boundless compassion, that boundless love, that boundless wisdom that's present in our hearts, that is the foundation of pure being. That's what comes forth in invoking her. Whether it's through Om Kalima or the Tara mantras, we're invoking that. Tonight it's Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. And so by immersing ourselves in that, by chanting that aloud, and then in meditation continuing to silently repeat it, Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. We're bringing that power into the here and now for the benefit of all beings. So that's one of the great things about the power of chant, is it broadcasts it into the whole world. Right now, there are tens of thousands of monks and lay people chanting the Tara mantras to help relieve the suffering of all beings in this world and in all worlds. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. So the power of that mantra is the power to invoke that infinite nature of who we truly are, and to bring our consciousness into that so we can rest in that. We can deal with the disease of the body and help it to heal. We can deal with the agitation of the mind and the various things that disturb it, the various afflictions, the 8 fears, the 8 disturbing forms of thought, all these different things that Buddha taught as ways of recognizing and stepping back and noticing that's the nature of the mind, that's not who you are. And the mantra invokes the truth of who we are. That's what's liberating. That's how Tara liberates, by bringing us to that. So we're going to be chanting Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. And we'll be chanting it in unison. And we're going to chant it for quite some time so that we can really just become immersed in that. And also so that we can give it to the whole world. This world needs that. We need everybody having that arise within them. The compassion, the generosity, the presence, the wisdom. We need it to arise in our leaders. We need it to arise even in politicians. We need it to arise in everyone. We need it to arise in doctors and people suffering in hospitals. We need it everywhere in all beings. That wisdom, that grace, that love, that generosity of spirit, that ability to see through all the stuff of the mind. That's the gift of Tara. That's the gift of that living presence of the divine, right here, right now. That's who you are. So it's also, she brings you home to yourself. She brings you home to your real nature. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Oh, great mother. Oh, great mother. Liberator. Set us all free. I bow to you. I offer you my mind, my body, my speech. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Let this mind, let this body, let this speech be you. You and only you. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. That's what it means to take refuge in Tara. That's what it means to become immersed in her. So we're going to chant now. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. And with that awareness, this is a practice of the heart. That's where that love arises from. That's where she is right here, right now. No need to look far away. No need to look outside even. Close your eyes. You can rest there. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. So we'll chant for a while, and then we'll sit in the stillness, the silence. That, in essence, is her truest nature. That silence that holds all in its loving embrace. That silence holds you and every cell in your body, every thought in your mind is in that embrace. To know that, we enter that stillness. We enter that silence. We enter through the vehicle. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. So now we chant. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. 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 Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Om 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 Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Om 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 Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. O Mother, O Liberator, I bow to you. free all beings from suffering. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Know Tara's loving presence, filling your being, filling your body, filling your mind. All of you completely embraced, nothing left out. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Her loving compassion knows no bounds. I take refuge in you, Dharma. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Tuttare Ture Soha. Om Tare 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 Tuttare Ture Soha. And we end with this prayer that may all our practices truly benefit everyone, and may all beings know complete freedom from suffering. Namaste. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. I take refuge in you, O Great Mother, O Liberator, Tara. Tara is the Bhagavati Mahaprajna Paramita. She is that primordial wisdom. She is that as the foundation of being, your being, all beings. Come home to her, invoking her with Om Tare Tuttare. She's ready to spring into action. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. When the mind is caught in suffering and agitation, Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. When the body is caught in pain and suffering, Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Bathe your whole being. Bathe your entire being in Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. Receive her grace. Take refuge in her. She is your very self. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. So with all my heart, and all my love, I thank you for coming and being with us this evening, for joining in this practice, that we can help transform the world in our own ways and with our own power, and drawing on the boundlessness of Tara, bringing that into the world. Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. So keep taking refuge in her. Keep coming back to her. And so we'll be back next week. And between now and then, keep the mind immersed in that power of grace, the power of mantra. So again, namaste. Thank you all for being here.